We are just days away from the critical New York primary, and the stakes are high for both parties. On the Democratic side, a new CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows the former New York Senator Hillary Clinton leading Brooklyn-born Bernie Sanders 53% to 43%. And for the Republicans, New York businessman Donald Trump has a commanding lead in his home state. Not only does he have a majority, he has more than double either Ted Cruz or John Kasich. The lead, if it holds Tuesday night, would net him the bulk of the state's delegates and put him back on a path, albeit a narrow one, to the 1,237 needed for the nomination. CBSN political contributor and founding partner of 270 Strategies, Lynda Tran, is in Washington. And Leslie Sanchez, CBSN political contributor and Republican strategist, is in Los Angeles. Leslie, I'd like to start with you with the GOP side today. Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski saying Ted Cruz is going to be, quote, mathematically eliminated from securing 1,237 delegates by next Tuesday. Is Ted Cruz done come Tuesday, in your opinion?
Not at all. I think that's really the kind of hyperbole you expect from a campaign manager, but this is really a very heated dogfight. And if you talk to any of the delegates, even in states that have already voted, and as they're anticipating coming into California, certainly the other states in the next couple of weeks, they're very excited. They're very aggressive about, getting the vote out for their individual candidates, and everybody is aiming for convention. So as much as they'd like to put, the end of the Cruz candidacy, it's not ending anytime soon.
I want your thoughts, too, here. Donald Trump, all weekend, been voicing his displeasure with the GOP nominating process. In your opinion, what political message is Trump sending with his continued fight within his own party, Leslie?
The disadvantage, here's the issue with the Trump campaign. They knew and had ample time to prepare a solid, legitimate campaign that would know how to organize the infrastructure within the party. You can rail against the establishment all you want, but fundamentally it's establishment delegates, the party leaders, who vote and ensure that the will of the Republican Party, that the integrity of the party is maintained. So it's this balance between what is the party versus what is the populist vote coming together. You can argue you don't like the rules all you want, but fundamentally, he has to participate if he wants to be in the Republican Party. So I think it's a lot of hoopla. It's trying to evangelize the base and ensure that they get informed, is that they get excited, and that they get prepared pretty much for a political battle. I think that's what both sides are doing, and they realize that may be the best shot they have because they're not going to get the votes needed before they get to convention.
Lynda, do you agree?
Absolutely. And fundamentally, on the Democratic side, what you have in Bernie Sanders is somebody who is arguing that somehow his entire electoral strategy hinges on him turning Democratic Party stalwarts to his side. And again, I think it's exactly what Leslie is saying. This is, evangelizing essentially and trying to get the base riled up. For Bernie Sanders, what he wants to do is continue to bring in these massive grassroots donations from the folks who are in his camp.
Leslie, I want to ask you, the RNC meeting this week in Florida, can they change any of the current nominating rules?
They can do a lot. The question is, do you want to take the political heat? I think theirs is really about cadence, right? So I think a lot of these meetings are about what is the strategy, what can we do, how can we parlay this into a functioning, effective candidacy, a nomination convention where we get behind one candidate. So there's a lot of different scenarios that play out, and then the political pressure comes. It comes from the party leaders, mostly from the party donors. You're going to see that pressure, and they feel it right now, for folks who are feeling frustrated with the party's failures to organize effectively, the ascension of a Donald Trump candidacy that they could have seen a couple of years ago and didn't listen to the frustration within the party. And then now what do you do about it? I don't think there's a quick fix, but there's a lot of hand wrangling and a lot of strategies that they're going to try out as trial balloons as they try to make their way to the summer.